This week has been a momentous week with trouble brewing in Israel-Gaza border. How do we look at it? Civilian loss is tragic on both sides. The political issues have a historic origin. Daniel, the prophet, gives us a prophecy in Daniel chapter 9, verses 24 to 27, which predicted a certain timeline from the time in BC 445. A decree was issued by Ahasuerus, the Persian Empire, to build Jerusalem. So Professor John Lennox, professor of mathematics, Cambridge, Oxford, he has written a book on this prophecy. He calculates the 69 weeks of Daniel to mean 69 weeks of years. So 7 years for a week. Therefore, 69 weeks have gone up to the time Messiah will be killed, Messiah will be cut off, says Daniel 9:26. And he has calculated those days to be 173,880, precisely to the day of Christ's crucifixion. And Messiah will be cut off by the people of the prince to come. And the people of the prince to come will destroy Jerusalem, which happened in AD 70. Therefore, this people of the prince to come would be Rome. Therefore, the prince to come, the Antichrist, would have an origin from the former Roman Empire geography. This is how all interpreters have interpreted. But there remains 1 week, which means 7 years. Each year being 360 days. That's how Prof. John Lennox and others have calculated. So that 1 week or 7 years are yet to come through. And Daniel 9:27 specifically says, at the beginning of that week, the 7 years, Israel will sign a treaty, political treaty with a new political ally. So if these present troubles in Gaza and the threat makes Israel to sign a new political treaty, then we have to wait and see whether that political ally is going to be the prince to come. That has been the suggestion over the many years this prophecy has been interpreted. Then we will know the 7 years have begun, 7 years for the coming of Christ. This is how eschatology has interpreted the troubles of Israel, whether it will climax or whether it will fizzle away like other troubles Israel has had, is to be seen. So we have to categorically say Palestinians are God's children and Israeli are God's children. It is tragic that they fight like this, but there is also a timeline when Israel will be surrounded by armies of all nations. Zechariah 14:5 says that. Then Christ will visibly come and prevent annihilation of Israel. And when they see the one whom they pierce, Zechariah 10 says, there will be a national turning around for Jews to identify Christ as their Messiah. So that's the day awaited. And Israel signing this political alliance that will prove catastrophic for them. Will it happen this time or not? And if it happens this time, it triggers a certain 7-year period of turmoil, intentional turmoil, leading to Armageddon. Daniel chapter 11, verse 32 onwards speaks of a king who will do as he pleases. That sounds like the Antichrist. And in response and reaction, king of the north. That sounds like Gog, Magog. The Russian contingent will invade Middle East, Israel. Then there would be a southern king who invades Israel. And there would be kings of the east, according to the prophecy in Revelation chapter 9, coming over a dried up Euphrates for the Armageddon. Ha Megiddo, a land bridge that has been famous for many battles since Alexander, Napoleon, and so on. So will this present trouble end up in a political treaty that will usher in that last 7-year period, is what people would conjecture. But only God knows. Only Jesus said only God the Father knows the exact time of his coming again.